Welcome to the CueSports International Expo. This is the Diamond Las Vegas Open, $25,000 added with a 128 player field, vying for a $15,000 first prize. This is the second of 5 U.S. Pro Billiard Series events, sponsored and presented by CueSports International and Predator. This is George Teacha in the booth, joined in the booth with Jeremy Jones, and we have a great matchup for you guys.
Yeah, two guys that definitely know each other quite well. Played each other in big moments throughout the last 7-8 years. Skyler Woodward now to break the balls in game number 1. It's races to 4. They split 2 sets. They'll go to a shootout, which we kind of figure got a good chance of that here, with players with equal opportunity and exactly what he didn't want to open this match. And quite the opposite for Oscar.
That's actually the way it was opened the last match we just had. It opened up with a scratch on the break. Wow.
Okay, Oscar has a 2-ball that does go between the 3 and 6, so no reason, I don't think anyways, to try and track for the side pocket.
Oscar, the owner of Hard Times in Sacramento, a billiard, and now a pro shop that he has in a billiard supply store. Long-time California player.
Yeah, and the family as well.
Family, yeah, he's a couple of kids. His dad's a pro player.
I'm sure his dad's playing, I would think. That may be a little thick. We'll see. Okay. Early in the tournament, that kind of ball goes with that pocket speed. We'll see later on in a day or two.
Yeah, this is a race to 4, so it comes pretty short. We're at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino at the back of the Grand Ballroom. Being played on diamond tables with Predator cloth, the Arcadia Reserve cloth, the arena lights, the Predator Arco balls, and the new Predator triangle rack, along with the chalk and bridges. Everything's Predator except the table. It's a Diamond Las Vegas Open, so we have diamond tables. They do have their tables on exhibit here at the CueSports International Expo, along with the BCA World Championships and the USA National Championships. Oscar is working his way through this rack. Gets on this 6-ball, and it should be, looks like a drill exercise with the 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, just speed control. He'd like to get nice and heavy on the 6, which he has. 7's near, and Skyler's a little on the cooker now after that scratch on the break. He's going to see how long or how many games that may cost him. I wouldn't say we saw a ton of punishment like this in Arizona. The TV table is breaking pretty difficult as a whole. But still, anytime you give a ball in hand, you're kind of wondering when you're going to shoot again.
Well, it's all new cloth. The tables are playing. They accept balls if you use pocket speed. You don't hang up too many balls. And you've got 44 out of the top 100 players in the world here. And these are 2 of them. Skyler's in an 800 Fargo, and Oscar's 779.
Well, Oscar, like most at this level, when you get ball in hand, the percentage on your run out, if it's available, goes way up. John Lehman racking. He's our head referee and tournament director here in these next 10, 11 days.
Yeah, we're going to be here a while with you folks, and boy, this is going to be quite the place to be. Head to Vegas. Come on down to the Rio and join in, because there's 8 pro tables and 2 practice ones set up. And we have, like I said, 44 out of the top 100 players in the world. All this new equipment. You have 2 huge tournaments going as part of the CueSports International Expo. You have Predator exhibiting their tables, their equipment. A lot of their players are here, too.
Oh, absolutely. And quite a few hundreds of the top amateurs in the country here playing this week, and what will be next week, and some team events as well. So now Oscar Dominguez to break the balls. And Oscar played in Arizona. Skyler did not. So I'm wondering, you know, if Oscar had to change the break much in Arizona.
Well, that 2-ball looked like it was gone, but it just hit just above the pocket. And not too much of an offensive shot on the 1. A little cut shot. You think he'll cut this all the way over, Jeremy?
I don't think where the 2's at he will. I don't think that's a pretty low percentage getting position cutting the 1. He can see the right side of it. He can see about half the ball. A lot of times the guys will like to knock this 1 ball around somewhere, but not seeing anything that's that great. He may just have to edge this 1 and use the 3 as a snooker. Just lay the 1 over a little bit and bring the cue ball back in the position it's in now.
Yeah, well, he better get moving because he's on the 30-second shot clock with a 20-second extension. He hasn't called for an extension.
Yeah, well, they get a minute after the break, so that helps.
That's true. That's right.
He's not going to like that.
Oh, no.
He didn't call the 6, and he's definitely going to get this back, I would think. And with a very difficult kick shot, he's going to have to go around the 5, I think.
Yeah, that 4-ball cuts off the jump shot.
You call the 10 here, though, right?
I mean, of course you do.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the bottom of the 1. I think he'll hit a little high on the 10, but you never know. Oh, he's called the 1 in the side.
He's going 2-rail kick. Well, he's got to move that 1. If he misses this 1, it's a 110 combo's available, and it's a win. And he hit that very controlled. He did a pretty good job of hitting it. Just pushed it out to open space, though. But the important thing is he avoided the ball in hand and leaving the 110 combo.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do, George, running the balls here is definitely doable for Oscar to take a 2-0 lead. He's got to get, he's a little straight here on the 1. That's why he checked to see if the 2 went in the side. Oscar, who's played more pool in the last few months than he has maybe
the last couple years.
I don't know about couple years, but definitely for a year or so. That's for sure. And he's made a point to it. He's had a couple of challenge matches he's played.
And do you think he made those challenge matches just because he wanted to get more in the pool, and this forces him to really pay attention to it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
It does.
He likes to be in the mix if he's wanting to play. That's for sure.
It sure does. Moscone team member, as is Skyler. Skyler, I believe, has been there 5 times. Oscar's been there twice.
At least I think.
Twice.
I want to say a hair more than that, but I know he was on the 17 team. I know that because I watched it.
Skyler's been an MVP 2 times out of those 5.
Yeah, 18 and 19. Just going to hold the ball here.
And he's looking good to get that 2-game lead we were talking about. You were talking about.
I don't think the 7 passes the 10. It definitely doesn't pass the 9. The combo on the 9 is not hard, though. It looks like it lays pretty natural.
Would you consider the combo on the 10?
I would rather combo the 9 and run out myself.
I agree, and it just lays nicer too.
Just come across
here and get perfect on the 7-9.
Probably ran it 6 to 10 inches further than he wanted.
We're having something. Somebody's phone went off, I think.
Yeah, just making sure that if you're going to take a photo, that there's not that little LED, that little light on, that little red light that comes on.
Easy combo.
Yeah, it's probably good.
But doesn't have to be made. That's where I was going when I said it's an easy looking combo, but it doesn't have to be made. It's so funny how they get made harder when something interrupts your flow.
Yeah, you got to be able to focus. Now, one thing, most of these guys are raised playing in a pool room.
See a lot of it.
Yeah, it's pretty. What's the right way to say it? Pretty tough guys here. You know, they're used to tough conditions or maybe a distraction here and there.
Did you see how small that pocket looked on that camera angle?
Yeah, it was small.
Yeah,
it was small. Skyler coming off a great tournament in Texas where he finished 4th in that field, and he's This is where I know he warmed up on the outer tables a little, but didn't see him get to practice much on this main table.
No.
Now the cue ball's definitely went a little further on him, so he's got to draw the cue ball back.
Very, very well executed shot. Got back. And to tie things up at 1, Skyler takes game number 2. And we're back with Skyler Woodward to break the balls, tied at 1 in a race to 4. Keep in mind, if they split sets, it goes to a shootout. Similar to your soccer shootout, it's 4 innings of a spot shot. It goes to 6, a little high. You know, they've all been coming a little high, what I've noticed, to that one pocket on the left side and the side.
Was the 2 going to get covered up here?
Yes,
it is. Wow.
It is.
So, not going to like that. And Skyler, I was wondering, even though he scratched on the break in this first rack, he didn't make one. So, I was wondering if he changed position a little bit, and he did. And he took a little speed off, actually, as well. Now, he can drop him behind the 5 pretty easily. Hard to get ball in hand with that safety, but...
Yeah, he got him up a little pretty. He got him up pretty tight. Easy one rail kick, and then one rail kick bank.
Yeah, no reason not to call it.
Exactly.
He's going to want to hit one side or the other on the 1 to get a little separation. He may end up with the cue ball behind the 2 and the 3 if he gets lucky.
Oh, yeah, that could have easily got behind her and tied him up. It didn't. But he's got a shot on the 9.
Yeah, nothing easy.
No, but it's, you know.
Can he come across the 1, avoiding the 9, and run the cue ball back by the 2-3? That's what the shot I would be interested in if possible.
On the right side of the 1, doesn't he clip the 9 ball?
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
Can he get by the 9? If he can get by the 9, I think he can. He's got a lot of cover with the 6, 7, 8 helping him on the 1 ball.
You got it, just the way you called it.
Yeah, that's the shot I like.
You Moscone team members, I tell you just have it all down pat, don't you?
Well, he didn't quite get behind the 2 he wanted, but the 6 is there. There was a lot of good things. Plus, it was going to be very difficult for Oscar to get a pocketable 1 plus position on the 2. That's why you play the separation there, because you could get more of a devastating snooker if you play something soft and mild there, you probably leave him a pretty easy kick on the one, even if you do get the snooker. So, all right, he's got to be careful not to move something into position for an early win. That's a great shot.
Did he? Oh, yeah.
He did real well.
He did real well with that.
Now Skyler, as he walks by, gets an immediate notice of the shot clock. He's a guy, along with Oscar, who has played plenty with the shot clock.
Yeah, we've seen it upset a couple of matches from inexperienced shot clock players. Oscar has another kick shot, which.
Yeah, he won't kick real firm here unless he's going to draw it, which that looks like what he's going to do.
Yeah,
it's surprising to me. I thought he'd hit before the side with a high ball. Hit it great, though. Now a little bit trapped, huh?
Yeah.
Soft kick on the 2 to the in rail, let the 2 bump up to the side. I mean, this is tough.
Well, if you soft kick it, you got to catch a rail. So you're going to have the 2 ball hit a rail, because if you're going to kick it real soft, that 3 ball won't hit one.
And cue ball won't.
And the cue ball probably won't either. So yeah.
Doesn't look like the 3 is playable anywhere, like kicking behind it, calling the 3 up table somewhere. So.
How about a 2 rail kick?
Yeah, it's okay. What about the 2 in the lower right that way, off the 3?
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Kicking to the side rail, in rail, maybe come up on top of it. Hard to get it to the hole, maybe, though, huh? Maybe the speed won't be enough.
Yeah, he just have to fire it, yes. He's called his extension. Skyler looking on. What you gonna do, buddy?
Yeah, and he's gonna be getting towards that shot clock now. He's about to get the beeps.
Yeah, he's got the beeps on the extension.
He's called the 2. Probably ends up short like this. Cue ball's gonna end up in that side, though.
Yeah. Instead of the blue ball in the side ball, the white ball went in the side hole. Big opening for Sky.
So you're looking, I thought he would roll this 2 in the other side pocket and follow ahead. Maybe the 6 has got that cut off a little bit. Man, no, the 3 passes the 9. Never mind. Pardon me, y'all. We'll just draw down this good side of the table here. Skyler is a guy I've been talking to a lot lately and is very, very motivated to get back to where he feels his game should be and improving on his game.
Well, his Fargo has been headed north, hasn't it? Hasn't it been going up a little bit? He's up to 801, I believe.
Maybe. To be honest with you, he and I don't really go by Fargo too much.
No, I realize that, but that would be to me that'd be an indication that he's trending up.
Yeah. He's just, he hasn't had the tournament results he's wanted. A couple challenge matches hasn't, of course victories weren't the thing. It's just a matter of his play overall. So. Okay, did he get a little funny here where he can't slide down for the 8 in the lower right?
Yeah, well, the 9 ball's so big, he hates to have to come between the 9-10.
Yeah, I would much rather come down the left side of the table and play short side on the 8, but not sure that's available. With the angle he has on the 7, looks like he's got to play a 1 rail speed. He's got a big zone, though.
And he found it.
Yeah. Just a matter if the 9 passes the 10, it doesn't appear so. So he'll have to screw the cue ball around the 10 ball for the 9 in the same pocket as the 8. He's got to go a little bit of a let up on the downswing.
And he'd much rather be higher than lower, because now he's got to take the cue ball around the table for the 10. Or does he just push forward?
I think he goes around. That's the speed you got to get down right there, just coasting into position like this on this.
And not
TV
going
equipment.
all the way down?
Yeah, just trusting it's going to get there, basically. Don't force it. And now for his first lead in the match, 2-1.
One of the things about this tournament, John Lehman racks the balls on that Predator rack. One of the things about it is when we get to the final 16 players, we'll have a redraw and it'll come to single elimination. And nothing else changes. If it goes to a spot shot shootout, you guys are in for quite a treat. I'm looking to see what the stands are going to look like when it comes to shootout in Tucson for the Arizona Open. They filled up real quick, real quick. People paid attention. Every shot so big. Skyler to break the balls. Leading 2-1 over Oscar Dominguez. There goes the 5. Does he have a shot on the 1? I don't believe so. He's stuck between the 8 and the 6 there, and the rail. He's like snookered.
Yeah, and he wouldn't want to disrupt the 6, 8, and 4 much,
yeah.
But he really needs to roll out to that side of the table down here by the racking end. The 1 doesn't pass the 7, it doesn't appear. He rolls out towards the top end of the table, man, he could give up an easy, a shot.
Do you consider rolling out to a jump shot over the 9? Is that too easy?
That's pretty easy.
That's too easy, yeah.
And it's touchy to get there.
Yeah, it's touchy. Exactly. I was going to say you can overrun it or you can underrun it and you just sell flat out.
Yeah, I was thinking way first.
He's called the push out, and just of course because there's just nothing you can really
now,
do.
he may come to this top rail and then back down table. That may be the case is what he's doing here.
Leaving him down by the 2 ball.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, that boinged a little bit. That's going to get way up there. Yeah. Much more of the cue ball than he wanted. He may take on the long railer here.
Yeah, I was about to ask you. I kind of like. I was going to
The
say
bank
this is
is
lined
what we're
up.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Right. The bank on this one.
I know Skyler would.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he's going to get it passed back, being able to cue the ball so well. So we'll see if Oscar's going to edge this ball and run the cue ball. Not really anywhere great to run the ball. If you don't snooker him here, you could be behind the 7. Okay, not bad. Good speed, it looks like. Decent anyways.
I'd like to have got against the rail. Always trying to leave that cue ball on a rail somewhere, someplace.
Yeah, he's got to cross this with a high outside, maybe bring the cue ball back in the position it's at now. He could 3-rail the 1 around, maybe get it to the end rail and stun the cue ball up. Maybe use the 9 as a snooker. I like running the cue ball myself here. Oh, he ran the 1. He's going to hit it perfect, I think.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite safeties. That 4-railer. It's one of my favorites.
Now he's going to have to contend with possibly a big wall of balls here with the 6, 8, and the 4. Oscar wants to run the cue ball safe. Don't think there's much choice, is there?
Got to. No, that's the best place is to go where he's at now.
It's a nice shot.
Is he going to get the oh yeah?
Man, the 9's going to be a big ball to maybe cut him off. Slow kick here, maybe.
View of some of the crowd there. Again, some of the amateur players out of the BCA World Championships and the USA National Championships here at the CueSports International Expo, the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada for 2021. This is the second of the 5 U.S. Pro Billiard Series events presented and sponsored by CueSports International and Predator.
All right, one of Oscar's better shots, killing it with a lot of inside. Does he take a chance here going into the 4? I mean, it's not horrible. I would try to hit the second rail first with the cue ball.
Does it look to you like the 4 ball off the 6 is awfully small? No, I wouldn't. I think I might think about what you're saying there, Jeremy. Yeah,
not
he
terrible.
does take a chance.
I mean, it's hard to get snookered. It really is.
And speed, he hit that just perfect. I think it was ideal.
Darren Appleton in the building.
It's good to see him back playing.
Oh, yeah.
You're taking a break there for a while.
All right, draw stroke here. Definitely not a problem for Oscar usually. Did that get there? That's going to be a hair light of perfect. He's got a cuttable shot, but is he going into the 10 with the cue ball?
Wow. It's awfully close, isn't it?
Yeah, if he hits rail first here, it shouldn't be a problem. If he hit ball first on the 10, he may carry to the end rail. Oh, he could beat it both ways. Nice shot.
This looks good to tie things up for Oscar. You know, you watch these two guys play, and you don't want to pull for either one. They're both such good guys, and this is such a evenly matched set.
Got a little close to the 9, but shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
Can move the cue ball the end rail if he wants.
Working his way through it. Come up, side pocket. Speed. Get nice and close for this 10 ball. Tie things up at 2.
We have a short break, gentlemen.
Dominguez back to break the balls. 36-year-old from Hard Times in Sacramento. Father of 2. Moscone Cup champ in 2018.
No, he wasn't on the team in 18. Don't believe so anyways.
I got that one wrong.
Yeah, he was on the 2017 team was the
okay.
last team he was on. Yeah, 18 was Sky, Billy, Tyler, Corey, and SVB. Cue ball's tracking downward. Got another kiss. Don't see anything down just yet, though. I think Sky's going to get a little bit of a peek at this 1 ball. Another one that is maybe a tempting bank if he can get at all of it. I don't know. I doubt it, but maybe.
Can you get it by that 6 ball?
I think it goes by the 6, but
yeah.
I don't think. I think he'll just play the 1 down, hold behind the 4 and the 8. Really nice. Now Oscar's got a 1-rail kick between the 2-10. He could swerve the cue ball at the rail and into the 1 as well. He's got a lot of ways to carry the cue ball safe behind the 5-7.
Yeah, he's
all
got to
that
go
kind of
quite. He's
stuff.
got to swerve with a full ball.
Something you get a pretty good feel for, believe it or not, though.
Oh, that's actually one of my favorite shots. I'll sit there and I'll measure. I'll go by balls. I got to move it 1, 2, 3 balls and get a decent idea of how to move it. But getting the idea and moving it are two different things.
Oh yeah. Now this is where he needs to look, getting on the 3. I'd love to be able to shoot the 3 somewhere in the middle of the table between the 5-7 there, and be able to come 1 rail up at the 4, but I don't know if that's possible. Looks to me he's going to try and track the cue ball downward.
Right at the 6.
Yeah, and then he's got to go around a tight 7 ball, maybe, to get position back up on the 4. So a lot of work here in game number 5. Trying to grab that lead in the first set and get to the hill first.
That's
Looks
always
good.
so important, is to get on that hill first.
Well,
It's just so much less pressure.
yeah, sure makes sense, doesn't it? Get on
Yeah,
that
sure
hill
does.
first.
I'd rather look back at my opponent than look up at him.
That's right. All right, this one's going to have good speed, not only to get by the 7 without contacting, but not go too far getting on the 4. That's just great there. I mean, he ran a little bit long, but with the 8 being there, you kind of had to expect that, huh, on George?
Yeah, I was just thinking, looking over it. How'd you end up with my pin? I got another one. There we go. Go ahead.
I think Skyler feels pretty good about the break, even though he scratched on his opening, but he's made balls after that. It's got to go with just a touch. Should be fine. All right, the 8's in the middle, so this is kind of preference how you want to play the 7 to the 8. Just killed the cue ball nicely.
You know, I just when I saw where the 8 ball is on the table, looks like a spot shot at the head of the table. Doesn't it look like? And it made me think, what a shootout we would have with these two guys if it went to a shootout.
Yeah, we'll see our first shootout soon enough. These guys want to avoid it, though. Going to be upset there to overrun that. Now, the good thing is the 9's handy. So it's all about pocketing the 8, having a decent speed on the cue ball, not to get behind the 9. Excuse me, behind the 10, get in position on the 9.
Nicely done.
And Skyler's a guy that doesn't get enough credit when it comes to certain parts of the game, you know, the safety side, the kick side. But one he gets a ton of credit on is making tough shots and big ones.
He really focuses for those shots. He really gets intense and hones in on them.
That was a strong suit for a long time, you know, was, you know, pocketing the ball. And he's come a long ways otherwise, but we'll squeeze that one in.
Takes game number, gets on the hill and takes game number 5. John to rack the balls here with the Predator rack. And keep in mind, it's two races to 4. If they split them, we go to a shootout. And these two players, easy thing to do.
Yeah, looking around, you always say time flies, and as we get older, we say it more often, I think. But seems like, you know, I haven't seen Darren in so long because of the pandemic. You know, it seems like it's been an awfully long time.
Well, actually, you and I were here when it first got started. We were at
the week the
Diamond.
world changed.
Yeah, the week the world changed. We were here in Vegas, bringing you the Diamond Las Vegas Open for 2020. And then on our day off between matches, they kicked us out of Vegas and didn't have the Predator World 10 ball. Nice cue ball on that break. There
great
goes the
speed
3 and
there.
everything. Yeah. Too bad.
DeJuan got down on the end rail, but he's got to be happy though. He's making balls. You know, that's something there. And now he's going to edge this, and he's got a couple options. He could bank the 1 down below the 5-6 and use the 9-10-6 as a snooker. I kind of like edging the 1 and coming 2 rails at the 2 ball with the cue ball myself. But
I like that route, Jeremy. The only thing that bothers me about that route is that 6 ball.
yeah, all right. He's going to hold the. He's going to move the 1 and hold the cue ball. Oh wow, great shot using the 4. That's a little more to the shot than we saw.
Oh yeah, and he held it up with high English and just kind of hugged the rail over. That was very well done. Oscar's called that in the side or in the corner?
In the corner, he's going to jump kick this.
Oscar's another Predator-sponsored player. In fact, he's the only pool hall or billiard room in the country that has Predator tables. He's got 2 of them. He just set them up in his place in Sacramento. Oh, it just went by the 1 ball.
Yeah, and he didn't have a lot of options there. The one thing I was worried about the jump kick is not only not hitting it, but not getting a rail. You know, that what happens when you jump one quickly, it loses a lot of energy by the time it gets down the table. So even if he went to the rail and to the backside of that 1, I think he was going to have a tough time getting the 1, not only to the hole, but let alone just to a rail. So,
right.
It's got to go a little.
That's the last thing you want, is to have to stretch over the table and be over a ball.
Yeah, that, and he can't cue the right English as well. The good thing for Skyler is the 4's over the pocket, near the pocket. So coming all the way back down the table is not the end of the world, or not being able to.
Well, he handled it pretty well with that extension.
Yeah, a little sloppy with the cue ball there, catching the 5. Now he's got to cue this with a touch of right English to make sure he stays away from this 10. Doesn't need a lot.
He'd like to come down close to it, but not behind it. The closer he is to the 10, the easier the 5 gets.
Yeah, with the 6 being near, I didn't think he would flirt with that 10 at all, really, though. So this is a huge game, you know, to get this first set. And really keep the momentum after losing game number 1. He could win 4 out of 5 to finish this first set. Now he wants an angle. That's why you see him not just quickly going over to that side rail with the cue ball.
He's got to come back a little bit further to the right of where his cue ball is now.
He's looking at the little squeeze play between the 9-10. Only reason being is because it's a stop shot on the 6. That's why. Normally you wouldn't move the cue ball into that position, but
he's dead straight in, isn't he? I wouldn't mind just following the 6 past the 9 and then taking that straight in 7 down the long rail and coming back for the 9 a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to be a little distance away.
Oh, and he's got a little bit of angle to get there.
And this is a preference, draw stroke or high. Usually the draw stroke. Got to pull it back kind of slowly, though. Don't let it go off in that side pocket. Oof. And that's the slick felt. You have to be committed to coming back a little slower. And got a little funny here.
Yeah, he's a little on the wrong side of the 9.
And he's a little heavy, too. That means cue ball movement isn't just really easy.
Yeah.
I might come all the way for the 10 on the side. I'm not one that does that very often, but oh, he's okay. He's got a tester, though. Straight top English.
And this is for the first set.
Probably barely catches the second rail here with the cue ball.
Oscar Dominguez to break the second set. Lost the lag, so Skyler broke first. That means he breaks second. The second set.
And Oscar lost set number 1 as well. So the best he can do is get to a shootout, which he'd be happy to do so at this point.
8 balls down. Looks like he's going to have a shot at the 1. He's going to have a shot at it, but not real offensive.
No, it's going to be a safety and maybe one that's involving a bridge. I don't know. To get to the left side of this 1 ball, can he stretch and get there? I guess he's going to pull the cue ball behind the 6 here and slowly bank the 1 up table. Okay, did all right.
Left him nice and tight on the 6. Love to have been right up against it. He's calling it in the side.
May have called the 4 in the side. This is going to be a kick with speed right here. A lot of good things can happen here. There's a lot of congestion. Lots of little areas to get the cue ball in the 1 safe. I doubt he really rips at this one really hard. Yeah, he's gonna like that. Even if he gives up a bit of a shot, he's still left it tough.
Well, I believe he can see the ball. He might be able to make the ball.
I think so.
But it's a tough shot. It's as tough as they come. Down the rail, close to the side pocket.
That's a great camera view there, showing that definitely has a pocket for the 1. Just missed it is all. And we'll see how Skyler's feeling. He's got a thin cut on the 1 that crashes the cue ball into some balls, maybe a bank cross corner. Definitely going to not play safe, I don't think, anyways, though.
He's going for the bank cross corner, just like you called. One of your suggestions.
Yeah, he can kind of roll it a little bit, even though you got to know the jump cues in play. You know what I mean? That, in my opinion, that wasn't safety. That just kind of how the bank laid for him to make it. Now he can chop this in and go 3 rails. He can chop it in even thinner and come 1 rail with a little inside back to where he's at now.
I like that the best.
Yeah, he won't force the 3 rails unless he has to. A little hair shot short of ideal, but you can always move the cue ball from the 4 to the 5. The left side of the table is very open. Myself, I wouldn't force trying to get straight in on the 4 myself. Now, if it's there, it's okay. Otherwise, just take the little angle to chip the 4 in and come to the bottom rail.
I wouldn't mind playing it to the corner.
Oh, he missed the 3,
missed
and
the
that's
3
trying
ball.
to get straight on the 4. And
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't mind playing the position, play it in the corner. The angle that I thought he had, he kind of come right over. Wow. Big for Oscar. He needs this set. This is the opening game. Skyler was shaking his head at that miss.
Yeah, and he had a mistake with a scratch on the break in game number 1, or set 1. So we'll see with opportunity if Skyler can shake that off.
That's impossible. You never start over shot. Yeah, I never went through.
Shot clock was going off and kind of questioned the amount of time.
Now, do you play the cue ball where you want it there?
Yeah, it's hard to get the cue ball down where he just picked the chalk up from for that corner pocket. Do you want to get there or do you want to get on the opposite side?
I think that...
Play it for the left side.
Yeah, it goes to the lower right much easier than the lower left.
Does it? Okay, that's right.
I think it does play to both, but... He's looking in.
Yeah, he doesn't have much angle to run that cue ball. So it's going to take... can he power forward 2 rails? Is that pretty tricky?
I don't think there's any value in that. I think just come back to where you're at here. If you can put a little left spin to get a hair closer. Wow, now this I don't... Maybe he's just coming for the safety there? Didn't quite understand that one so much, but...
Well, with that stroke he put on it, that was hard to control the speed. And
he didn't call that. So it's so I think a bit of nerves is what, some of the shot selection on the 6 to just get down and shoot, that's a shot clock a little bit maybe, I don't know. But then not to have some thought in the 7, that sometimes, nerves aren't just physical. They're definitely mental as well.
Oh, definitely. As we've spoken in the past, I'm a guy that is very fully aware of how the nerves come into play. And Skyler gets game number 1 of the second set. Again, we have a referee racking the balls. We have 7 tables outside of this one with other pros playing. Darren Appleton, Aloysius Yap out there. Match just finished up. Can't see any of the other pro players. Here we go.
Skyler going a little off center, a little more off center than he normally would breaking 10 ball. But he's had some success here his last 3 or 4 breaks. Oh yeah, great success there, pocketing the ball. And get I think a good starter on the 1. The 5's a little goofy. tied up on the 8. Maybe some type of kiss shot there. Don't think he can do much to move the cue ball for the 4 other than maybe draw straight back and take the 4 on all the way up. Maybe he looks at a bank on the 4.
Trying to see what he has here. I can't tell if he can. I guess he can make that 1.
You can definitely make the 1.
Okay.
Just not. I think this is a safety coming. He may play a cross side, but doesn't look great to cross it.
And draw and break out the 5.
Yeah, looks like to me you'll miss the bank. Short to me. Now he could clip this and go by 2 rails and really come up and squeeze him on the 7 maybe, but
that's a real tight shot. Yeah.
Yeah, he could send the 4 down table and put him behind the 9.
Let's see how he decides to play this. I think he's going to play the safety behind those balls.
Yeah, this is the shot that I was seeing here. This is the one that I like. Take a little chance. You may not get him, but if you did get him, though, it could really pay some benefits.
9 ball just good.
Looks like he didn't. He can hit the ball. I don't think he can make the ball.
Nice shot there.
Beautiful shot.
Now hitting this ball is huge here. He's got to spin this with a little bit of right English coming to this bottom cushion. And that's what he's looking at now. The angle coming off of 1 rail. Huge to hit this. You can see the 5 still in some trouble.
About a tip and a half English.
It just depends on where he goes with where he starts with the cue ball. You want to start plenty wide though, that way you don't flirt going into the 5 and the 8. Most of your top players are going to hit that ball even with that extreme spin. They get a good feel for it. You can hit up the rail a bit. You can hit straight into it. You can do what he did, just barely behind it.
There's a big ball being close to the rail.
As long as you don't kill it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Well, Oscar's got quite a shot here.
I think there's a small area to play position on the 5.
Yeah,
I guess it goes from here. Wow. Will that camera fool you or not?
It does.
He's playing safe. He's not making
he's
this.
Not making this
no, he's trying to put him behind the 9.
Is he going to bank this 5 ball to the 10?
To the back. Oh, it came over on him. So cue ball is very, very important. Watch out corner pocket. Watch out corner pocket. Wow. Wow. Okay, now for being 9+ feet away, he can come across this 5 a little comfortably, huh? You can kick behind it too. He's got different types of shots.
Yeah, he's got a full ball. Got a little kiss there. Well, Oscar will probably be looking at a safety here. Would you even consider banking the 5 ball into the 10 and putting the cue ball up behind the 6?
Well, with the 7-8 there, I'd play the cue ball into the 10 more than I would the 5. I think.
I think I like that a lot better than putting that, because if you hang up the 10 and the 5 ball's close by, it's just curtains if you don't make it.
Yeah.
He just played safe all the way. Oh, that's a good one too, because it's hard. Look how hard it is to cue over this 10 to jump the ball. But he's bringing his jump cue. Came ready to go.
All right, it's called the long rail bank on the 5. So it's going to have some speed.
Jump bank over a ball.
All ball fouls, so if he touches the 10. Wow, how did he hit it?
What a shot. What a shot. Draws a round of applause.
Yeah, shot of the tournament so far.
Yeah, that was quite the shot. Wow, Sky. That just goes to show there's that shot you were talking about. Comes with the big ones when he really has to. And that was a big one.
This looks funny to go forward to me. It looks like he may. I would
Let's
draw
go
this
back.
and bump
Sure.
the 8, I think.
Mhm.
He may catch a piece of the 8 going forward and not like it. Yeah, I like that shot there. He knows he's drawing the cue ball clean. He's not catching too much of the 8 to where it gets on the end rail. So he'll just come straight at the 9 here, holding this little 2-rail angle off the 9, catching the 3rd rail, dropping for the 10.
For a 2-game lead in the second set.
And he really took that one away from Oscar with that jump shot.
Break the balls here in game number 3 of the second set. Won the first set 4-2 over Oscar Dominguez. His opponent sitting to his left there as you watch your screen.
Both these guys making balls on the break here in this match. We are playing winner break, so if you're trailing, you can overcome it. Now the cue ball's gotten back to that end rail a few times for Skyler, so something he's going to want to shore up. That's for sure.
No, it just kind of tailed back, straight back, didn't get hit back there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's on him a little bit to get that fixed. You bring the 1 back a lot, but you still don't want the cue ball on the end rail. Cue ball behind the 2 here. 1 behind. Oh, we got a nice kiss there.
That little bump. I think he can see it. No,
I think
he's going for
the 2's got him.
He's going for shorty.
He's called it in the side, so that makes me think he's banking it around 3 rails. Probably won't get there though, the 1. Alright, I think maybe another jump cue is going to get pulled out here for a combination. Maybe he can see it. It's real close. And if he can see the right edge of this, he may not take on the combination. Jumping it with a full cue, just a little sliver.
Well, Oscar has the option here. I don't think he'll give it back.
Yeah, not much option here. Even when these guys don't have an offensive shot, if they have a good look at the object ball, they're going to take on the shot 99 out of 100.
Well, Oscar needs this one. He doesn't want to be faced with a 3-0 in a race to 4.
And he's got to work the cue ball a little bit on the 8. You know, he's got to open the 8. He's got to play short side on the 8. He's got to do something there. The 7's close, though. He got a little straight here.
Got a little straight here, yeah, to get up on that 6. If he can get on that 7 good, he can open up the 8 real well.
Yeah, it does play to the upper left as well.
But he's pretty straight here.
I might get on top of the 6. That's got to slow down. It may get on top of it.
Wow,
exactly what he doesn't want. And that, you know, I know he had to look at some things, but you still have to have time to get down on the ball comfortably. You could tell he got down on the 5 fast once he made his decision. Took some time to do so. And then kind of like the stroke was a little fast as well and got him on top of the 6.
You heard that shot clock beat.
Right, but that's what I mean. You have to have to get that. You have to allow yourself time to do your best, you know, when you're executing. You know, the shot clock's going to make you make some mental errors. It just does. But you have to not let it make you make too many physical errors. Like right there, if he makes a little bit of a funny decision, that's one thing. But if he hits the ball well, he's fine. So, oh, huge miss there. Huge miss there.
Big reprieve for Oscar.
Yeah, he gets out here, he can shake off that mistake.
Sure. And the way the balls are laying, you know, it's in his favor.
It's thick again. I don't know. Remember the opening game, that 2 ball went in, but man.
Yeah, I thought that was staying out.
Yeah, I thought that one was up. We're in a dry climate here early in the tournament, so the tables are playing a little softer than they will here in a day or two. Nice cue ball there by Oscar.
Oh, he's got just the enough angle to stay off the rail with the cue ball and stay there for the 10. Big break for Oscar. Skyler missing that ball. Leaving it up. One to 2 in a race to 4. He's got to get that shootout. That's all he can play for now. Lost the first set to Skyler.
Yeah, and it's a big psychological, in my opinion, in this format. As far as, you know, Skyler's in a great position. The worst he can do is go to the shootout. But the last thing he wants to do is go to the shootout as well.
No,
so
you don't want to.
It keeps the pressure even on the guy winning.
Yeah.
Mentally, anyways.
You know what's funny is as you talk to some of these players, they're practicing that spot shot now. You know, right behind the where the 10 ball spots.
Well, you know, regardless of how well they play, they're going to be facing another great opponent that, you know, percentages as the tournament goes is saying we're going to have plenty of shootouts, maybe more than not overall.
There's that cue ball again, right to the top.
7 on the break, yeah. Well, that's a product of the slick felt sometimes. It just comes back a little bit more. Now he's gotten a little thin to play a 1-4 combo, I think. He's got a bank shot. He's got a kiss shot on the 1-4. You probably want to stay offensive here, even though he could really plan him behind the 2-8 here with the cue ball if he wanted to just roll across the 1. Let the 1 come out a little bit. I think he's going to try and play
He just called the 4 ball. He indicated with his cue.
Got to make the cue ball move a little, though. That's I would say a little, you know, unfortunate not to be so close to the 1 and not have a little bit better shot.
Down right behind the 10-5.
Yeah, you want to put the 1 behind the 2-6 as well. Yeah, that way you cut off the jump shot. Skyler a little disheartened after that last big miss there. Had a chance to go up 3-0 here in
Yeah,
set
and-
number 2.
And actually, that last miss might cost him 3 games.
Sure.
Instead of being on the hill, he might be faced at looking tied at 2. 3 rail kick or a 1 rail
I
kick?
think 3 rails. It's amazing, you know, not only how well all these players kick, but
Mm-hmm. The speed.
early. Well, just early in the racks, you know, when you're kicking at the 1 ball, you just feel good that you have a good chance of not leaving a shot.
Mm-hmm.
So many balls on the table. The edge in this ball here, just slowly coming back up.
Nicely done.
Really nicely done. If that doesn't continue to run, this is going to leave a very, very difficult. He can kick by the 6 and 3, though.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he can see it.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. As I look through there, it's pretty tough. Some of the people behind him, everybody's masked up here at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Kicked across the top of it. He's not going to help him too much, though. He's left the shot and an opening for Oscar.
Yeah, and he's got to go into this 3, and he's got to go into it lightly. He doesn't want to move this 3 to the end rail, because I don't think hitting it with more speed helps him get better on the 2. So it's a little pinch draw here. Gonna have to take a little more on the 2 than he probably wanted, but the 3 went to the rail and came up a bit, so that's good. He can cut the 3 in from a few places. Is he gonna get over the 10-8 here, though? Maybe.
It's pretty flat, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He's got to hit that rail and come off of it, otherwise he's going to be elevated, as you just indicated.
Oh, he's drawn past the 9.
Oh, wow.
Nice shot.
Looking good to get to that shootout. But that A ball still leaves him with some work.
He should just get above the 9 here and have a nice 3 rail angle off the 6 to get to the 8. They have a 1 rail angle. Oscar not afraid to move the cue ball, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, if I moved the cue ball as well as he moves the cue ball, I wouldn't be afraid to move it either.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, let's get it off the rail. Just right. That's the perfect place to leave the cue ball. Use the opening of the side pocket.
Yeah, you almost have to fall in love with the shootout. You know what I mean? You're going to have to do it to win matches and, of course, the tournament. It's just going to happen. Looks like he's stunning 2 rails. Just 1 rail, rather.
Big shot right here. You know, this shot is just, you figuring him to make this all the time. But it's funny how Oscar Dominguez to break the balls here at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino at the CueSports International Expo. Tied at 2 in a race to 4. He needs this to go to a shootout against his opponent, Skyler Woodward. Nine ball going straight into the corner.
Yeah, cue ball got kissed
Nice
back.
break.
It's going to have a medium tough shot on the 1 just because he's on the rail. The 4 got locked up. He made 4 on the break though, so. I know he wants to take on this 1.
Bottom right hand corner.
I think so.
You can go either way. That's
I think it will tell us mainly what he wants to get on the 3 to get on the backside of the 4. I think that's the way he shoots the 1. Now the thing is about shooting it to the lower right, he maybe has a little bit of blockers if he misses, maybe.
Big shot.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what he's thinking on getting from the 3 to the 4. I know first things first is making this 1 ball.
That's skidded.
And the funny thing is he's had a few that in the opposite corner that hit a little worse that went. And
that ball, I thought it skidded when he hit it. That's the first time I've seen the ball skid. If I did see that.
I don't know if he can get straight at this ball. He can't get straight at this. This is funny. You may have to kick long rail and just.
I think just a little bit of a bend. Do you even bother? Or just use the rail? Is it deep? I can't tell.
Pretty deep.
I can't tell.
Yeah,
It's pretty deep, so you can't.
Deep, yeah.
Yeah, rail first might make it really dangerous. Might miss the whole ball. Yeah, he's gonna put a little. He's gonna jump it.
May open these other ones up.
Well, let's take a look at how he plays at the 4 ball. How he gets to that. Probably just stay on that side and stop the cue ball right by the 6 and bank it up.
I don't know if it's attached to the 6, or real close. I'd probably just come out a little bit and then edge the 4 and run the cue ball all the way back up and use the 6 to hold the 4. He came a long ways. Now edging it, he still can do it.
Yeah, it stays there.
Yeah,
and that cue ball goes straight up.
Yeah, it might go downward just a little bit. We'll see. I like to smooth it though, just coast up table. Yeah, it went downward a little bit on him. And it's going to leave too good of a kick shot, if not a piece of the 4. And that's why you don't want to come all the way down when you shoot that on the 3. You want to stay above. That way you can run it with a high ball and get more towards the middle of the end rail.
Yeah, that's where the destination for the cue ball would have been, just to the middle of the head rail.
Yeah, that's going to be upsetting for Oscar. He knows that's a pretty easy kick shot he missed there.
Yeah. Little kick and stick and use those 2 balls for cover.
Similar to a 6 that was missed at 2-0. This one right here on the 4. Should just track the cue ball up 1 rail up towards a little bit higher than where it's at now.
See what you're saying right there. Just stay right to where it's at now. Perfect.
Yeah, so
to get on the hill.
Yeah, barring something crazy, Skyler's going to get in position to break the balls at least once, and only once actually, to win the match. It'll be his last break of the match here in what will be game number 6 of set number 2.
Three to 2 in a race to 4. won the first set. One more game avoids the shootout. 2 games by Oscar brings us to a shootout. Keep in mind the Predator arena lights over the table. There's quite a few of them over this table. They see the reflection of the ball, of the lights in the balls with the camera work. John Lehman, our head referee, event director. Giving them the go ahead. Here we go.
He's made that ball on the side.
Both players played that ball winning the side almost every time.
Tough roll out here. He's going to have to maybe push the 2 up onto the 8 or something like that and leave that side of the 1 to look at. Not in love with any of it. May roll out a little tougher here. May roll out a little short of that point. We'll see. Yeah, I like him trying to make the 2 funny at least. Oscar shouldn't pass this up.
Oh,
And you'll hear the guys pass up shots at times, and they'll say, "Well, I just didn't like it." Well, you have to overcome that. Sometimes you don't like it, but you still have to be forced to shoot it. That's just part of it.
Yeah, look at the area behind that wall of balls.
Yeah, well, I didn't see that happening here. It just made me think of that, you know, where guys say, and you ask them about it later, well, why didn't you take that? Well, I just didn't like it, you know. Well,
and
that can't be your decider all the time, as I just didn't like it.
How you feel about a shot sometimes dictates with your actions, but like you just said, sometimes.
Well, at this level, you got to know that maybe the other guy didn't like it either, but he's still going to put you in the trees a little bit, you know.
Yeah, he had something in mind.
Oh,
look at this shot. What a shot. Again, he comes with a huge shot.
Yeah. We talked about it this last weekend with SVB at the Texas State Open. Of course, we all know about SVB's break shot, you know, one of the greatest ever, and has really, you know, set the path for all the guys behind him. But the thing that is real different with SVB, in my opinion, is not the textbook stuff. It's all the hard stuff that he just continually comes with in the big situations that really separates him from, you know, 99% of the rest of the world playing 9-ball or 10-ball.
Well, like you said, the break, the hard work.
The
accuracy of it, you know, the way he shoots.
You calling the 10 here? Maybe calling the 10 cross corner here, trying to cut the 2 and knock the 2 around and hold the cue ball here. We'll see. Oh, he tried to throw it in. He tried to throw it in there. And that's one of the problems I have with the rules of the call shot is the 2-way shot.
Takes it away?
Yeah.
Takes it completely away.
I think that's a huge part of the game, you know, especially in crucial situations.
Well, that gets a lot of your really creative players. It brings other aspects of the game into it, not just rotation.
Yeah.
You know,
and recognizing 2-way. There's,
sure.
You know, some players don't recognize the 2-way like others do, and he's calling it across the side here, but he's gonna definitely kick 2 rails across it, trying to run the cue ball up here by the 4, like a medium roll speed. He caught a little bit of it, and he locked it on the 6.
Yep.
I think at some point we'll go back to no call shot. I think at some point
in 10-ball.
I mean, you've been around longer than me, George. We played 10-ball the first almost 30 years I played pool, just like 9-ball. I always played 10-ball.
Just the extra ball.
Yeah, just the extra ball.
And then it went to call.
Yeah.
I just like I've always liked the two-way shot aspect of the game.
Yeah, and I just feel like one foul's a little too easy. That's the easier side of the game, is the safety side of the game. For guys to have to, you know, just play an easy safety and then somebody's got to go 2 or 3, 4 rails and call it. I think that's a little demanding. But
Well, here's gosh, almost just a half angle there.
yeah, this is one you can line up, and if you hit it, you make it a little more than you think you do.
Yes, right. And you hit it right on top. You don't usually hit it like that.
Is the
Very
ball
often.
going to get lost, or is it going to get behind the 4?
They got behind the 4. Jump shot, but
Oscar's pulling. I know he's got a short haircut, but he's pulling those little ones out right now, wondering what I got to do to get a shot. He's played 2 really nice safeties.
and he's gonna.
Okay, this one here you want to go like fly at, but really when you kick at this is like a roll kick also like that. Oh my, I didn't expect that.
No, not at all. In fact, I was looking at that kick thinking he might kick that ball, catch the side rail by the bottom corner
Cue ball
pocket.
by the 4 or something.
Yeah, and no, get the 3 ball by the behind the 8-10.
Right, and the cue ball kind
the
of
cue ball by the 4.
drifts
Right,
towards the
exactly. Or
4 a
stay
little
up there on top. Yeah.
Well, you can't ask for any more than this if you're Sky. Ball in hand.
7 balls left on the table, but you start out with ball in hand. That makes a lot of those balls go away real quick.
Yeah, it's the shot here from the 4 to the 5 and then the 6 to the 7. That really is the difference maker in this run out. The 2 difference makers.
This guy's come with a lot of big shots, but he's also failed on a couple little ones.
Yeah, you got a 6 ball that
Mm-hmm.
to go at 3-0 here in this set that you wouldn't say ends it, but makes it look really good. But he just doesn't want to be short here. That looks like perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Could have used maybe 4 or 5 more inches just to make the ball pocketing a little easier on the 6.
Just play short side.
Oh, he was playing short side all day
Yeah.
anyways, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, if he gets a little bit thicker on this 6, he can still play short side and not worry about the miss as much. This is going to be a little thin. Going to have to track the cue ball up and down the table, it looks like to me. The 8 does appear to go by the 10 in the corner.
It's awful close. He's going for the other corner anyway. And he's there for it. 2 balls to close out this match.
And all these guys, when they get by that first match, you know, they just always feel good about it. No matter how, I'm happy to get by the first one.
Yep.
I'm not sure a 10 ball can be conceded, so.
Apparently you can't.
Yeah.
Have a shot.
Those guys having a bit of fun, and we will too. We'll be back at what will be the 4:30 Pacific time.
4:30.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.